Okay, hello everyone. Uh, I think you know the drill at this point. It seems like every few Sundays we're dealing with winter weather, and this one is the case once again. Although this one is different impacts depending on where you are. I think this will be more of a nuisance-like event through the valleys, whereas it's a much more significant snow event over the higher terrain. So let's start with what's going on this morning. It's valley rain in a mix to start. We're actually already starting to see that right now. Over the higher terrain, already seeing snow and likely will stay that way throughout the entirety of the event. That's why the highest totals will be over the higher terrain. Valley rain and mix does turn to a snow later on in the afternoon, but the exact timing is tricky, and we're going to get more into that coming up. Generally, it's 1 to 4 inches valleys, including the capital region and the Adirondacks. That's because they will be more displaced from the center of the storm, but up towards the Adirondacks, this will stay entirely snow. It's 4 to 8 inches Catskills, Berkshires, and the Greens, and it's those exact areas that we have the winter storm advisories right now. It's a winter weather advisory for most of the Catskills, although notice the red color, winter storm warning, western Albany, western Green, winter storm warning back towards northern Berkshire County. That advisory is for Rutland, Bennington, eastern Rensselaer, Columbia, southern Berkshire, and Litchfield counties. Again, all terrain-based. That's where we have the advisories right now. What's the current status of the storm? Well, we have a coastal low trying to redevelop, and that will happen, but until it gets to a certain latitude, which I have right here, we're not going to really see enough cold air generated for this to turn back to snow for the valleys. It may start out as a brief period of snow for the valleys, but then go more over to a lighter rain throughout the afternoon today. That's exactly what we're seeing the battleground set up between higher elevation spots seeing the snow and the lower terrain seeing more of a rain or a wintry mix. We take a look at the radar. This is as of course 9:55 this morning. Some light rain showers moving into Albany, the Clifton Park area getting towards Saratoga up the thruway. Over the Catskills, you're seeing the snow. Pittsfield earlier, we're seeing some light rain, might be seeing some light snow right now. And continuing on that drive south through the thruway, it's a mix of some rain and snow with a better chance at seeing snow, as mentioned, off towards the west and towards the Catskills. It's an initial wave of some perhaps moderate intensity precip, but I think overall throughout the first part of the day it's going to be relatively light and will be mostly through the valleys in the form of some rain or a wintry mix. And even if we do see some snowflakes, not expecting any sort of accumulation at this point. One of the reasons is the temperatures are fairly marginal. I mean, we're in the mid-30s, 35 Saratoga, 37 Albany. Might drop a few degrees once the rain or wintry mix starts, down to 33 in Poughkeepsie earlier. They were in the upper 30s. So when we do see the snow, it will be in the form of this heavy, wet, kind of clingy snow as temperatures are just sort of marginal. This storm is going to have to generate its own cold air, which it will do, and that's when we're going to see a better chance at snow later on in the afternoon. So we'll see that right here. 9:30 this morning, again, it's the battleground between the rain and wintry mix through the valleys, a snow over higher elevation spots. This afternoon, intensity is rather light, not expecting much accumulation. Even over the higher terrain, it's coming down at a pretty light rate, and temperatures are right around freezing. But it's later on tonight, once the sun sets, the intensity of the precip will pick up a bit, and we're going to likely see that snow or that rain or wintry mix changing back over to snow through the valley. So even though temperatures are 35 degrees in Albany, 34 Saratoga, a couple degrees above freezing, it will be cold enough aloft now that this will come right down to the surface as snow, and come down steady enough at times that even though we're a couple degrees above freezing, still could see some accumulation. Although I'm skeptical through these areas, Hudson Valley, that we're going to have too many issues on the roadways. It's more reserved over the higher terrain where likely there'll be some more disruptions to travel. Tomorrow morning, snow showers are tapering off. Can't completely rule out a lingering flake or snow shower through around 9 to 11 in the morning, but overall the accumulation's done by daybreak. And by the afternoon, maybe even a few peaks of sun. We're drier, although it will be kind of breezy with a cold wind coming out of the north, 10 to 20 miles an hour. As mentioned, this is a very elevation-dependent storm, so this impact cast is more so for the capital region. Low impacts the first part of the day, even if we do see a few snowflakes, not expecting, as mentioned, any of that to stick. It's later on into the afternoon and evening when the snow's coming down at a better rate, the sun sets, so better ability for that to stick to roadways right down to the valleys. If we were to take a look at the impact cast over the higher terrain, the Catskills, the Berkshires, the Greens, probably throughout the day in this orange to even red color, because you'll be colder there, and for the most part, you'll be staying snow throughout most of this event. And that's why the highest totals will be in those spots. So 4 to 8 over the Catskills, Western Albany, Western Green, where we had those advisories in place. Then it's 4 to 8 also for the Greens, the Berkshires. Albany itself, it's going to be tricky. It depends when exactly we change over to snow. I could see if it happens a little bit later, we just get around an inch in the city. If it happens earlier, then maybe it's 3 to potentially 4 inches. But as of right now, this is a good bet, that 1 to 3. Albany straight on south through the Mid-Hudson Valley. 2 to 4 inches as you get up towards Saratoga, Fulton, Montgomery County, and then Adirondacks. As mentioned, we stay entirely snow. You're just going to be staying relatively light, the intensity, so only 1 to 3 inches up there. So for most, as mentioned, a nuisance-like event, but up in elevations, this will be more of a moderate to even significant snowfall. This afternoon, mid to upper 30s, a rain or a wintry mix, high terrain snow. It's not until this evening that we see that change over to all of us becoming snow. Some of that can be steady at times, and that's when we could pick up. That's when the window is that we could see accumulation right down into the valleys. Tomorrow, snow showers taper off, really no additional accumulations after daybreak. By the afternoon, mostly cloudy, maybe a few peaks of sun. It will be breezy, winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. And tomorrow night, the coldest night in some time. The past few days, we've been relatively mild, so that's one of the reasons why I'm skeptical how much of it will stick to the pavement. But by tomorrow night, we're back into the upper teens to low 20s. And as we round out the month and enter February, pretty quiet note. Sun and clouds Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Some peaks of sun will be nice to see. It's been several days since we've had any sort of sunshine. Friday, a few snow showers. It's not look like a significant deal. And then by the weekend, we cool down again near freezing on Saturday. So thanks for tuning in, and we will definitely have updates throughout the day. But as of right now, that is our current thinking. Thanks.